In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, all peace and prayer be upon our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. This is a new English lesson coming to you from Al Imani School by Mr. Ibrahim Mahmoud, and this is a revision on Unit 6 for Grade 6. So today we will have a revision on Unit 6 for Grade 6. The objectives of our lesson today are: number one, to use and understand words related to pollution, discuss environment issues, use must for obligation and mustn't for prohibition, and use the present perfect tense to express finished actions. So let's start. Here we have the words of Unit 6. So listen and repeat. Drop litter, drop litter, drop litter. Chemicals, chemical, chemical. Rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. Recycle, recycle. Factory, factory. Pollution, pollution. Ocean, ocean, and rainforest. So to drop litter, to throw the rubbish or the litter like the paper in the streets, this is drop litter. The chemicals are toxic or poisonous substances. We must recycle, it means use again, the rubbish, the things that are sometimes dirty and we don't need, these are called rubbish. And this is of course a factory, it's a building where we can make things. And of course the factories cause pollution either in air pollution, or water pollution. And this is the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. The ocean is a very big sea, and the rainforest is a forest where we can see big trees and wild animals. Here we have some questions. We have poured, to pour a liquid, we have poured chemicals or water from factories into our seas. We have poured chemicals. Number two, we have polluted the air or the earth with chemicals from our cars and factories. We have polluted the air with chemicals from cars and factories, because we have cars and factories and these cause air pollution. We have cut down thousands of plants or trees. We have cut down thousands of trees. Have cut down thousands of trees. Now we have the questions, the same questions again. We have poured what from factories into our seas? We have poured chemicals from factories into our seas. We have polluted the air, and we have cut down thousands of trees. So we need to know these words very well. Chemicals, air pollution, trees, cut down, factories. Okay, who can find synonyms? Synonyms are the words that have the same meaning, like throw means drop. Throw means drop. Use again, recycle means use again. What do we call a building for making things? This is a factory. Things you don't need are litter. And dirty things after use, these are called rubbish. So we have drop, which means throw, recycle, which means use again, factory, which means a building for making things, litter, the things that you don't need, and the rubbish, the dirty things after use. Here, this is the text of Unit 6, so let's read it quickly and revise the words that we studied in Unit 6. What on earth has happened? By Carmen Monroe. What has happened on earth? We have lived on earth for thousands of years. It has taken care of us, but have we really taken care of our wonderful planet? Look at what we've done so far. What have we done? Our seas, rivers, and lakes, we have polluted, we have caused pollution. We have polluted many of our rivers, seas, and lakes. We have thrown rubbish from our towns and cities into the oceans. We have also poured chemicals from factories into our beautiful rivers and seas. This has killed millions of fish and other water animals and plants. So this is what people have done to the seas, rivers, and lakes. So they have thrown the rubbish everywhere, they have poured the chemicals, and this has killed millions of fish and other water animals and plants. The air we breathe, so this is air pollution. We have polluted the air with what? With chemicals from our cars and factories. This has caused serious health problems. People go to the hospital because they are sick. For thousands of people all over the world. Our forests, we have cut down thousands and thousands of our planet's trees. We have cut down thousands, millions of trees, most of them in tropical rainforests. In the tropical rainforests, the destruction of the rainforests has killed a large number of animals and plants, and they have disappeared forever. Cutting down the rainforests has caused or has also caused flooding. Flooding, it means the water that comes from the rain from the sky in many areas, in many places. We've got to stop now. We must stop now before it's too late. We mustn't forget that planet Earth is our home. We must protect it. We must take care of our planet. So this was the text, and it has a lot of vocabulary that you need to know, all of them. So here we have some questions. Planet Earth has what us for thousands of years? Planet Earth has lived us or has taken care of us? It has taken care of us. Number two, we mustn't pour what into our rivers and seas? Chemicals or rubbish? To pour, it means to pour a liquid, and the rubbish does not have to be a liquid, so we mustn't pour chemicals because we have the word pour. The air we breathe is full of poisons from cars and factories. Number four, the what of the rainforests has caused a lot of flooding, the destruction or the pollution. The destruction here refers to the cutting down of the trees and the killing of the animals. Number five, a large number of animals and plants have what forever have killed. They haven't killed anyone. They have been killed actually. So they have disappeared forever. So these are the answers of this activity. Number one, taking care of. We mustn't pour chemicals. The air we breathe. The destruction of the rainforests, and a large number of animals and plants have disappeared forever. Let's move to another thing. This was another text in Unit 6, Water Watch Campaign. Our rivers and lakes are in trouble. There is a problem. The word are in trouble means there is a problem. Don't just stand there. Don't do anything. No, you must do something. Do something. Help us save them before it's too late. Before it's too late to rescue or save or protect our planet. We must do something today, and it is capital because this is important today. To save our rivers, our lakes, and our planet, there is no time to lose. We need your help. Join us in our fight for a cleaner and better world. Here is what we must do. Number one, we must protect the animals that live in and around our lakes and rivers. I hope that you understand every word because we have explained that before. We must provide, it means give, more litter bins. The litter bins are the bins that we put the rubbish in. We must organize clean up groups, the groups that are responsible for cleaning the rivers or the lakes. We mustn't what? We mustn't pour chemicals into the water. We mustn't throw rubbish into the lakes and rivers. Together, not alone, together, we can keep our lakes and rivers clean. Join our Water Watch campaign. It's the right thing to do. For more information, contact Carmen Monroe, telephone 0131 555 755. So this was the text, and it has a lot of vocabulary that you need to know very well. So here we have some questions. We need to complete these sentences. I have never been to a tropical what? Rainforest, good. The what we pour into our rivers and lakes have killed a lot of plants and animals. The chemicals we pour. We shouldn't drop litter. When you have the word drop, put litter, drop litter in the streets. The air we breathe, the air we breathe. London is a city in England. Now let's see the answers. I have never been or I have never been to a tropical, number one, rainforest. The what? The chemicals. Number five, we shouldn't drop what in the streets. We shouldn't drop litter. The air we breathe. London is a city in England. Let's move to another slide. We should always what? Our rubbish. What should we do to the rubbish? We should recycle. Good, recycle. It means use again. We what? Protect planet Earth. We must protect planet Earth. Try to do what to electricity? Turn off the lights when you leave a room. Try to save electricity, to use less electricity, save. Are you a friend or an an enemy of our planet, an enemy of our planet. So now let's display the answers. Here we should always recycle our rubbish. It means use again. We dots protect planet Earth. We must protect planet Earth. Try to do what electricity? Save electricity. Are you a friend or an enemy of our planet? And we took another word which is foe, which is the opposite of friend. Let's move to another slide. Here we have some questions. We have the words and the meanings. Precious, what does the word precious mean? Precious means valuable. Precious means valuable. Number 2, recycle. Recycle means, yes, excellent, E, use again. So you should just write the letter here. Number 3, pollute. Pollute, what does it mean? To make the air, water, or land dirty. Number 4, to protect. Protect, what does it mean? Protect means to keep someone or something safe. This is protect. Number 5, toxic. Toxic means poisonous. Toxic means poisonous. So these are the answers. Number 1, D. Number 2, E. Number 3, C. Number 4, B. And number 5, A. We have another question here. Number 1, we mustn't throw what into the oceans. We have some words here: factory, protect, rubbish, chemicals, and polluted. So number 1, we mustn't throw dots into the ocean. We mustn't throw rubbish into the ocean. Rubbish, throw rubbish, throw rubbish. We have poured chemicals. Excellent, poured chemicals. So to throw rubbish and to pour chemicals from factories into our rivers. Number 3, we have what? The air with chemicals from our cars. We have polluted the air with chemicals from our cars. Number 4, we must learn how to protect our planet from pollution. And the last one, a building for producing, for making goods, things, is called a factory. It's called a factory. So let's display the answers. We mustn't throw rubbish into the ocean. We have poured chemicals from factories into our rivers. Number 3, we have polluted the air with chemicals from our cars. Number 4, we must learn how to protect our planet from pollution. A building for producing goods is called a factory. Now you have the answers so that you can revise. You can stop the video anytime and look at the answers for more time. Another slide, another question. We have vocabulary here and we need to choose. Look, read, and choose. Here, what is this? It's a rainforest. Okay, number 1. A tidal wave or a flood. We said that this is a flood because this is water from the rain. This is not from the sea, so this is a flood. A flood is number B. Number 2, hurricane or earthquake. This is a hurricane. We can see the strong wind, so it's a hurricane, not an earthquake. Number 3, this rubbish or chemicals. We can see the barrels, and this is the word toxic, so these are chemicals. Number 4, volcano or lake. This is a volcano. And number 5, a fire brigade or police. These are fire brigade. The fire brigade put out the fire. So this is a rainforest, a flood, a hurricane, chemicals, volcano, and fire brigade. Here, we must know how to use must and mustn't. We must or mustn't recycle paper, plastic, and cans. We must recycle. We must recycle. Number 2, we bikes instead of cars and buses. We must use bikes. We must use, and we must put the word use here, U-S-E. We must use bikes. Number 3, we drop litter in the streets. We mustn't drop. We mustn't drop litter in the streets. Number 4, we build factories near our cities. We must or mustn't build factories near our cities. We mustn't build factories near our cities, but we must build the factories away in the desert, away from the cities. Number 5, we build more parks. We must build more parks. We must build more parks. The last one, number 6, we pollute the air. We mustn't pollute the air. We mustn't pollute the air. So you must read these sentences and know how to use must or mustn't. Here we have some sentences, and we need to put or to use the correct word in the sentence. Here, are there any sharks in the Atlantic Ocean? So the word ocean, is a big C. Number 1, dots are the home of many unusual animals and plants. What are these, or what are these? These are rainforests. So number 1 is rainforests. Rainforests. Number 2, my grandmother worked in the same what for over 20 years? In the same factory. In the same factory. When I was a child, my big brother what me from a fire? Rescued me from a fire. Rescued me from a fire. Number 4, when you finish your picnic, make sure you don't leave any what behind? Any litter behind. Any litter behind. The paper or the plastic bags. Number 5, we must all what? Cans and paper? We must recycle. We must recycle. Number 6, cars cause a lot of air pollution in big cities. Air pollution in big cities. Number 7, we can all help to what? The lives of thousands of children to improve. Improve means make better. And number 8, he used a what? To catch some fish. He used a net to catch some fish. So these are the questions and these are the answers. You need to revise them. Here we have a table, and in the table we have some notices. So you must know the meaning of all of them. Here, A, switch off when not in use, save our trees, paper only, water sports lessons start on Monday, do not litter, clean up society, new members now. Here they are 6, but we have only 5 sentences. So let's see what each of these mean. Number 1, you must not throw away rubbish here. You must not throw away rubbish here. So paper only, no. You mustn't throw, do not litter, do not litter. It means don't drop litter here, okay? You can join a club here. Club, clean up society, new members now. Number 3, you can recycle old magazines here. Paper, because they are made of paper. The magazines are made of paper. We say paper only. Number 4, you should help protect the rainforests. The rainforest, it's full of trees. Save our trees. You must save electricity. Save electricity by what? By switching off the electricity when not in use. So these are the answers. So the answer of number 1, E. Number 1, E, do not litter. Number 2, F, clean up society, new members now. Number 3, C, paper only. Number 4, B, save our trees because we have the rainforests. And number 5, save electricity is number A, switch off when not in use. These are the questions and the answers. So here we have a passage and we have to choose the correct answer. Jack Black is a rescue worker. It means he works as rescuing people in disasters. He travels all over the world to help people in need. Last summer, he went to Taiwan. When I have last summer, so this refers to the past, I will choose travel. Why? Because last summer. He traveled to Taiwan. So if you have the time, you must use the past simple. He traveled. So the answer of number 1, A. To Taiwan in Asia. What? He arrived there. When he arrived there. When he arrived. So number 2, when. Number 2, when. When he arrived there, he met with a lot of problems. There was no water or electricity. So number 3 is or electricity. In the area, said Jack, the people there didn't speak English because we are talking in the past. Didn't speak English. So we didn't, and number 5, couldn't understand them all. We couldn't understand them all. Jack stayed in Taiwan for 2 weeks. Stayed there for 2 weeks. It was very difficult, but he says it is the best. It is the best experience he has ever had. He has ever had. I've helped a lot of people and I hope I can keep on doing this for the rest of my life. So number 8 is had, and number 7 is best, number 6 is for, number 5 is couldn't, number 4 is didn't, number 3 is or, number 2 when, and number 1 traveled. Let's move now. Here we have to know the difference between the noun and the verb. The noun and the verb. Do we need a noun or a verb? Here, Mount Fuji hasn't erupted. Here we need a verb because we have has or hasn't. So hasn't erupted. We need a verb. So we use erupted. And the verb usually ends in ed in the past. For more than 300 years. Mount Etna produced one of the biggest volcanic eruptions in history. Eruptions. This is eruptions in history. Here we have destroyed and destruction. Destroy is the verb and destruction is the noun. We must stop the destruction of our planet before it's too late. We must stop the destruction. So number 3 is destruction. A tidal wave did what? So we need a verb here. Destroyed the town near the coast. Destroyed the town near the coast. We have polluted and pollution. In big cities, air, I say air polluted or air pollution. Air pollution has caused serious health problems to many people. The chemicals from the factories have, so after have or has, we use the verb. The verb is polluted. Have polluted the river and the people can't swim in it anymore. Well, then we have protected and protection. We haven't, where we have, so we must put ed. We haven't protected the animals around us very well. John is working for the protection of animals in the area. So here, number 5, pollution. Number 6, polluted. Number 7, protected. And number 8, protection. You have some time to study. Here, we have the answers. This is a text about, or this question is about the present perfect and the past simple. How to use each of them. I have what? Bought a new car. I have just bought a new car. Here, if you have the word just, we must use have or has plus the past participle of the verb. Buy, bought, bought. So I say I have just bought. And just is put between the auxiliary verb, have or has, and the past participle. Number 1. She finished school 10 years ago. Ago comes after the period. Ago comes after the period. And this is finished only, so this is past simple. So we use ago. Have you what been to Australia? Have you ever? It means all your life, or your life. Have you ever? And the word ever comes with the present perfect. What is the present perfect? Have or has plus the past participle here, been. So I say, have you ever been? Number 3, he is what done the washing up. He is yet, he is already, he is sometimes, he is already. Already comes between have and has and the past participle of the verb. And this is the present perfect. But yet comes in the negative or the question. So we can't use it here because this is not a negative or a question. Number 4, we sold our old car last week or tomorrow or already. We sold our old car last week because here we have sold in the past. So we use a keyword of the past, which is last week. Number 5, they haven't moved into their new flat yet. Yet comes at the end of a negative sentence. And this is negative. Why? Because we have haven't. They haven't moved, and this is the past participle. They haven't moved into their new flat yet. So number 1, she finished school 10 years ago. Have you ever been to Australia? Number 3, he is already done the washing up. We sold our old car last week and they haven't moved into their new flat yet. So what is the present perfect tense? The keywords of the present perfect tense. The present perfect tense first refers to actions that started and finished in the past, and sometimes they finished a short time ago, and sometimes they have an effect on the present. They have an effect on the present. So an action from the past up to the present. The keywords, the words that we must use the present perfect with are number 1, just and already, and these are used between have and has and the past participle. Like, we have just arrived home. Here we use just between have and has and the past participle. So if you are asked to use a sentence with just, you must put have or has before just, and we must put the verb in the present, in the past participle. So we have just arrived home, or she has already cleaned her room. So already and just are put between have and has and the past participle of the verb. For the negative and the questions, we use yet. Like, I haven't studied English yet. And yet usually comes at the end of the negative sentence or the question. So we put yet at the end. I haven't, not I have, because we have yet. I haven't studied English yet. Have you done your homework yet? So for the first two sentences, if I ask you to use yet, you must say like that. We have just arrived home. We haven't, and you omit or remove just. We haven't arrived home yet. She hasn't cleaned her room yet. Do you understand? Here, if you have yet and he asks you to use just, you say, I have just studied English. I have just studied English. Okay? So these are the keywords just already, and we use yet. Another or other keywords that we use with the present perfect are ever. And ever is usually used in the questions like, have you ever eaten sushi? Have you ever played squash? Have you ever visited England? Have or has, for example, I can say has she ever cooked lunch? Has she ever cleaned her room? Like that. Never, it means I haven't done this all my life. Even once, no, I haven't done this all my life. Like I have never played squash. It means I haven't tried this all my life. So we have ever and never. You have just, already, yet, ever, never. And here we learn how to make a question. We must follow a certain order in the question. We start with the question word here, the WH questions, the question word. The question word like what, or when, or where, or how long. What asks about things, when asks about time, where asks about the place, how long asks about the period of time. So for example, I can say, what have you done? What have you done? This is the order of the question. We must use the question word, then the helping verb or the auxiliary verb have, then the subject, which is the person, and then the past participle of the verb, because we have, or there is have here. So what have you done? You can answer saying, I have done my homework. I have cleaned my room. I have prepared lunch. I have done the washing up, like that. Here we have another question. Where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? I have been to the cinema. I have been to the park. I have been to the stadium, like that. So it asks about the place. How long have you been there? How long have you been there? How long have you been there? I have been there for 2 weeks. I have been there for 2 hours. I have been there for 3 months, for 3 weeks, like that. So you must mention a period of time here. So this is how we can ask a question or answer a question in the present perfect. And here we know how to use ever and never. And we learned how to use just and already, and also yet. So this is all about the present perfect. Now we come to the end of this lesson. This was a revision or a general revision in Unit 6. I hope that you watch this video and the other videos about Unit 6 so that this can help you in answering the questions in the final assignment. With a promise to meet you again, I wish you all good luck and goodbye.